big set, where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
Hello. If you don't know who I am, my name is Cecil Washington. I work full time as a software tester around the time of this recording, and I also work part time as a martial arts instructor at a few community centers in Prince George's County. And I'm telling you all this to say that I'm not afraid to say what I'm about to say. And I feel like I should be able to say what I'm about to say for two reasons. For one, I am in the group that was supposedly offended, and not all of us were, of course. And two, because I'm a big guy myself. And I know that when you're big, you can get away with saying things that smaller people can't. Because people are going to be afraid to try you because you're big. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the long ago video that I saw a long time ago, but I didn't know it was the same person when I started following his stuff years later, of Tony Robbins using the N-word. Is it Robbins or Robinson? At this point, I don't care. You know who I'm talking about. Where he was dancing around saying, I'm an N-word, he's an N-word, she's an N-word, we's an N-word, wouldn't you like to be an N-word too? And his point, which is a good one, and people have tried to use it on me too, is that as long as you get mad, you get upset, and you just, when people call you N-word, then they have power over you, and you are a slave to a word, and you shouldn't be a slave to a word, so whatever people call you. And I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with that message. I agree with that. And that's something I actually teach my students too. I tell them from a judo standpoint, they're just trying to use it to off-balance you emotionally so that you can't focus. From a taekwondo standpoint, it definitely violates the tenets of courtesy. And I tell them, people, it's just a distraction. They're doing that just to get under your skin, whether they know it or not. If it takes up space in your brain, that's less space you have to defend yourself. But let's not be phony, though. He got away with saying that in front of an audience when he did, because he is 6'9". When you're 6 feet, or almost 6 feet or bigger, there's a lot of stuff you can say that somebody that's 5'2", 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 wouldn't be able to say. I'm sure he was in front of a predominantly African American audience, and he may have said that, and he kept his teeth because he was 6'9" and in his prime. When you big, you can get away with saying stuff like that. So I don't think that what he said was necessarily groundbreaking, even if the information itself is correct. Of course he got away with saying it. He's not impressing me by saying that because he's big. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. And if you see this, Tony Robinson, I say it to your face. What are you going to do? You going to beat me up? So, beat me up, I'll sue you. Okay? You put your hands on me, I'm suing. I don't think it would come to that. But you are getting away with that because you're huge. Please, you can say a lot of stuff when you're big. I choose not to go out like that, but you can. And there was something else that I heard that he was accused of too. These pushing exercises. I'm going to see if I can find that. Let me see. These Tony Robbins, where he does some kind of confrontation thing and he gets up in people's faces. Tony Robbins. It is. It's Tony Robbins, not Robinson. Push. Okay. Tony Robbins pushes woman. There should be a video about this. Let's see. He doesn't understand the Me Too movement. Speaks out. Faces backlash. Okay, I'm gonna see if they have, because I remember seeing these type of things. You're not gonna be able to see the video on the screen, but of course the video wants to take a long time to load.
Begin this half hour, though, with popular life coach Tony Robbins under fire over those comments about the Me Too movement. Robbins facing serious backlash after this video of one of his recent events went viral. The motivational speaker is now apologizing, and ABC's Lindsay Davis is here with more on this. Good morning, Lindsay. Good morning, Amy.
He's doing I think he's doing something to teach you to be assertive or something like that. Let me see. Tony Robbins push exercises. Oh, and they're going into Okay, they're going to working out. But the point is, I've seen it, and of course, now that I want to be able to bring it up like this, I can't find it. But the thing is, this push exercise thing that he does where he gets up in people's faces, of course you can do that because you're big. And you're probably doing it in front of audiences of people who are not going to be combative with you, because if you do that to the wrong person, they will hit you back. I can tell you as a martial arts instructor, it's some people, I've tried to use them in demonstrations or just trying to teach them how to do a technique, and they should trust me, and they know me, and they still should trust me, and they've still tried to take my head off. One student, I hope she's not watching this because she's going to feel bad, but she shouldn't feel bad because I was pushing her, because I wanted to push her so that I wasn't literally pushing her, I was like putting stress on her to get her to a breaking point. And I did. And then one thing I learned in the military is with some areas, if you get a person to go through a break point, they break and then they get stronger. So it was something I knew she'd get strong in, which just for her was controlling her temper. Which she did too. She got it together because she bad like that. Come back and get your black belt if you know who you're talking about, because you were this close to getting it. Anyway. So, I mean, she tried to take my eyes out. I did a grab. She was like, ah! It's like I showed her, but she went full contact. And there are people that are going to do that, especially if they're not trained. Tony Robbins, if nobody's trying to take your head off doing your pushing exercises, it's probably because you're gigantic. You're big, and they're afraid that if they put their hands on you, they're going to get stretched out. So, my point is, there are things you can get away with saying. There's certain advice you can get away with giving just based on who you are. Just like I could say the same thing that he did, and because I'm African American, I will probably not be accused of being racist. But if I went before a group of people who were not African American and tried to tell them, you know, if they feel like I'm not going to say any racist names, but if I went before a group of a race of people who may feel like they're people trying to take their jobs, and I said, they're not trying to take your jobs. You just need to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. They're going to say I'm racially insensitive. If I went before a group of people and then they feel like foreign invaders are taking over their country, and I said something, let me see, what's the most insensitive thing I could possibly say? Oh, well, the world just belongs to everyone and it's just their turn. You have to learn how to share. They would say I'm being racially insensitive because I'm not in their group. But I still might get away with saying it just because I'm big. I'm bigger than them. They're going to be afraid to say something. So the moral of this rant is, you can say a lot when you're big. And some of the stuff you may be saying may actually be correct in and of itself. Don't get it twisted, man. You can get away with using the N-word because you're big. You can get away with using other slurs because you're big. If you tried that around people who feel like they have nothing to lose, you might lose some teeth. And from a martial arts standpoint, not just the physical violence of it, that's why in Taekwondo we teach courtesy. And that's why in Judo we say things should be of mutual welfare and benefits. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people that talk about the martial arts. And peace.